Well, hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and me, Banshee. And it's me, Banshee, with my Material Matters segment, your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm sure everybody is concerned, with a war brewing on what's going to be happening economically and financially and how our week is going to look. If I see anything that stands out with investments or things of that nature, the stock market, I'll see if I can bring focus on that. I don't know what the week will bring, but we shall see. But as we always do, we start out with our cards for the collective, or our card for the collective, and I'm using Chris Ann's Sacred Creators Oracle for one more month. For one more week. Next month we'll do something new. So this is by Chris Ann. Maybe I'll use the Seed and Sickle Oracle again with the changing to near spring. Let's hope the weather changes soon. I'm a little tired of winter. All right, I've been shuffling this a little bit beforehand too. So let's see what we've got here today. I almost think we had this one last week. I'm nearly positive of it, but you know what? We need it again, maybe, I really feel. Chut, changes. That's like the Wheel of Fortune, if I recall. And with everything so crazy right now and topsy-turvy in the world, to me, it is no surprise we've gotten the card of fate here in the Wheel of Fortune. So let's take a look. I think that's what this equivalates to. So it says, though, your miracle is coming to you through a change that has already begun. Everything is about to shift, and you are at the right place at the right time. As the Wheel of Fortune turns, it brings with it some significant blessings. Aren't you ready to breathe some positive change? I'm pretty sure you ordered it. You may already find yourself in the midst of this lucky vortex, and if so, you are being gifted an incredible opportunity to reach out and grab your success. Don't be afraid to step into something new and to welcome self-improvement and challenge as you say yes to novel experiences. Is there something you've been wanting to shuffle or upgrade in your life? Your current situation is a little bit too small for your big, badass future. So prepare to amp it up a notch. Get ready to embrace Lady Luck and welcome your future with trust and courage, because fortuitous fortune favors the brave. So there's a couple other things here. It does say, have you been hanging out on the cusp of change for a while now? How will you know when the gentle beginnings of change have arrived? What evidence will you see? Name it. What lucky chances have helped you along the way? How could luck, intention, and destiny interact in your favor? I'm going to look here at the self-care message it gives. It says things may be getting out of control. Unwanted external influences, the ups and downs of life, the inevitable nature of change, feeling uprooted in change, an opportunity to let go of old and outdated visions of the future. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is with all the upheavals going on, and the markets are definitely going to react to what's going on in Ukraine. They have been already. We just don't know with supply chain problems, prices going up, etc., what the future will bring. So as this card said, Fortune favors the brave. Sometimes we have to take a chance and a risk and maybe move ourselves into a different direction, to possibly ward off some of the effects of what may be happening. So keep that in mind, as the weeks ahead unfold with this, worldwide situation that is going on. There may be a war just in one country, but we're all going to be affected by this in some way or another. All right. So let's move on to the elemental signs of the zodiac for the week ahead and give you a little astro update. This reading is good for the elemental signs from February 27th through March 5th. The moon will be traveling from Capricorn Aquarius on Sunday the 27th to Aries on March 5th. Woohoo! And it's almost Aries season. I'm getting excited. March 1st is going to be Fat Tuesday, which is known locally in our neck of the woods as Punchki Day. And finally, March 2nd.
Why did you look at me?
Mr. Producer likes prune punchkis.
No, I don't.
What is your favorite punchki if you had one, Mr. O? Mine would be custard or chocolate.
Jelly.
Jelly for you. Okay. So, Fat Tuesday is rolling around, as I've said, rolling around with the punchkis. And March 2nd, the new moon will be in Pisces. Ooh, sounds heavy. And also, it is Ash Wednesday on March 2nd. Okay, had a little fun with that. Thanks to my producer. Couldn't resist chiming in on the punchkis as I look at him again. No, actually, I'm the one who ate a lot of punchkis in the family. Well, maybe not. I don't know. All right. So, hey, we're starting off with our friends, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This reading is for you for the month ahead. Why do I have this here? Okay, let me move it. All right. Let's see what the winds of change are bringing to you this week. Okay, my air sign friends, your focus for the week ahead. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is reversed. Uh-oh. So, right off the get-go, it seems like the focus is about maybe some miscommunications, maybe some inability to handle some delicate communications well. I don't know if this is how you're presenting yourself for job interviews, or maybe the way you're writing up your needs, or talking to bankers or people about loan applications. Whatever the case may be, it seems like, you got to watch how you speak this week. You've got to watch your intent, and you got to try to be diplomatic. For those of you who might be working in HR or with some employee difficulties, even bosses who may be having meetings with problem employees, be careful how you handle, these communications and these situations that you may encounter. And look at that. How best can you prepare for this focus, air signs? Well, how about by, showing what a trustworthy and what an honest and how should I say this? Business-oriented person you are. Show that you mean business, but do it in a way that is fair and that it, will engender trust among those you are working for or with, or you're trying to collaborate with in some way. Show that you are on top of your game too. Show off your leadership skills, because that's going to be very, very important. And of course, might be the way to turn this whole situation around is, to show, if you can't show it in words, show it through your actions, this week, that you are all in and you are willing to work hard for your goals. Wow, 2 kings in this reading, air signs. What about people this week? I believe there's somebody out there, in the realm of the people you are working with that can help you. I think they could support you financially in your endeavors, or maybe they can work out the finer points of paperwork, etc., that you need to fill out for grants or proposals for money. It's possible in that regard too. But it looks like there's going to be some help for you from others and with financial resources. But ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all this week? What a shocker! All this positive energy here, and suddenly we've come up with the Tower reversed for you air signs. So basically what it means, there is going to be some missteps.
Too many punchkis?
Well, unless you're throwing them at people, I wouldn't advise that. But, it looks as though something goes haywire here. And it might fall back to this Page of Swords here. I'm really not sure. Because what it indicates to me is that there are some things you're going to have to go back and clean up. Whether it's a cleanup of a mess on aisle 5, that you made here with your communications with others. You may have just gotten off on the wrong foot. And so, even though you're trying to put your best foot forward here and show that you are in command and control and that you can be trusted and you can be trustworthy, sometimes... Do actions speak louder than words all the time, or does sometimes words speak louder than actions? So ultimately, people around you, there are people who could support you, but I think in the end, they may not have built up that trust level yet for you, and you may have to go back to the drawing board, or at least go back some steps and try to re-engender that trust again. Maybe clean up some communications, start over again, have some meetings, have some one-on-ones with people, and try to engender trust. That's the best I can tell you, air signs this week. Good luck with that. Hey, fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This reading's for you for the week ahead. For me as well. Hey, my fellow Aries, it's almost time. The season will be changing soon. All right. And we had that changes card for our collective cards. So let's see what fires can transform for us this week. What our fire energy can transform and change for us. Hopefully not burning down the house. All right. Ooh, your focus for the week ahead is unraveling a mystery. Perhaps, maybe there is some hidden factors and things that you're trying to ferret out in order to move forward in some area of your life, whether it's, hey, examining the markets right now, doing some research, seeing where it's best to invest or move your money at this point in time to safeguard it, against some of these losses that are going on. There's definitely some aura of mystery in the air and some things that need to be ferreted out and uncovered. How best can you prepare for that focus this week? It's the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is upright. Whether upright or reversed, I have to say, the Five of Swords is like not a winning card. So it's really interesting here. It may in fact be that, there is some subterfuge going on. Maybe there are people who are actively trying to manipulate things behind the scenes here, and you're trying to ferret it out. This almost smacks now, but it's not always exclusively that, to an office or workplace politics situation, where somebody is trying to, either steal all the glory, take credit for something where credit's not due, or maybe keep some profits for themselves, Make sure, before you sign on the dotted line for anything this week, fire signs, that you read the fine print, including if this is something really, really major. Make sure that you have your attorneys or your accountants look things over to make sure the wool isn't being pulled out, from under you. Wow, well, people this week, here again, like with the air signs, you've got people who are certainly willing to help you, and not only willing to help you, they seem to have everything they need to help you. So, all you have to do is maybe ask them, but also this is a very interesting card in this position, considering what I have here. So let's see what the ultimate outcome is, and maybe we'll circle back and put this all together. So will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for fire signs this week? Sadly, it's the thumbs down from the universe. Holy cow, air signs and fire signs, what's going on? So in this case, it looks like maybe something that you wanted to start, whether it was a new job, some moves with some money, or real estate ventures, or if this is, some new project or goal. It's getting the thumb downs. If this is a proposal maybe that you were making and hoping for, it is now looking likely by week's end. As a matter of fact, you might get rejected by week's end. So, my goodness, let's take a look at this again. I think that clearly these two cards seem to fit together here kind of nicely, where it's looking at you need to figure out and ferret out things. And maybe what you need to ferret out is people's motivations, or what they might be hiding from you or keeping from you or trying to take from you. I think in terms of maybe if you apply for a job and, you've been said at the, when you applied for the job, certain things were said about the job that made it sound really wonderful, but suddenly you're finding out different things when you're being offered the job. This could also have to do with you maybe wanting to make some moves at this time, or you trying to check on your investments or money, and people are trying to kind of like play a little shell game with you, and not giving you the whole picture of what's going on with your finances or resources. Watch for duplicity, watch for, I don't know if it's out and out betrayal, but people obviously are not necessarily looking out for your best interests this week. And that's some people. Because others, there are people out there, if you can figure out who they are, who can work some magic for you. So they seem to have the tools and the things that you need. So maybe these are the fact checkers. Maybe these are the researchers. Maybe if you can find some people to go in, whether if this is a situation that needs legal counsel or even criminal investigation, I hate to say that, if this is something really big, that will be able to assist you in this. But ultimately what this means is there's false starts this week, there's bad news, there's just an inability to get moving on something you were really hoping would take off. So I'm sorry about that, fire signs. Oh. Well, hey, water signs. Let's hope you're not going to be flooded over with problems this week. Let's hope you have much smoother sailing than my friends, the fire and air signs. Oh, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This reading is for you for the week ahead. Very good. All right. Okay, your focus for the week ahead. Well, here we are. You're not showing your best this week. Did you get up on the wrong side of the bed Monday morning? Is that what's going to happen here? Do you look a little disheveled and not your usual magnetic, charming, altogether personality? It looks as though, you're having a difficult time in getting people to either support you or rally around you. It might also be that things that you are working on, you're just not putting your best effort in right now. So let's see why. Let's see how best you can prepare for that focus. Well, maybe something is haunting you. I mean, in that this is the Eight of Cups reversed. And so I wonder here if something is causing you to backpedal a little bit and maybe go backwards and take care of some loose ends that maybe you've forgotten about, or to maybe try to smooth some things over. Like, for example, if there was a workplace conflict, a conflict with partners, business partners, or investors, maybe there's something you have to go back and take care of before you can move on. Maybe it's also a possibility that, because of the environment right now economically, you're choosing to move back to, the conditions as they are rather than move forward. I could see that too. So what about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? Well, King of Swords. King of Swords is reversed. I kind of think people will be delayed in responding to you about matters that are important. Maybe also there's some feelings of inequity or unfairness. Maybe this does have to do with the situation here. Maybe there's somebody around you that you definitely need to smooth things over with, or appeal to them more, try to state your case, whether you're trying to get a student loan, a loan, invest your money in other areas, whatever the case may be. Somebody is not, needs to be more objective than they have been. Also, if you've been trying to sell yourself for a new job, it looks as though it's a hard sell this week with the people around you. And so interesting that, so even though everything leading up to this is not so good for you guys, will there be forward or backward movement? You have the Strength card here upright. So I think there might be a little bit of forward momentum, but it's only going to come through a soft approach, a soft sell approach this week. This is going to be interesting. So let's look at this water signs. You've got the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands reversed here. And so you're not showing your best this week. And in some area that you need to be a little bit more dynamic, but also you need to be a little bit more magnanimous and trustworthy. People need to believe that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, that you are going to follow through on things. And how best can you prepare for that focus? Well, maybe there's some unfinished details and things from the past that you're going to have to take care of in order to garner support from others. If you leave these things hanging, they may not be willing to support you. And that may be why somebody here in your environment is judging you rather severely. They may be a harsh critic. They may be criticizing you. They may be unwilling to work with you until you can prove to them that you really are going to turn, this whole thing around. Ultimately, I think you can do it. You just got to apply steady pressure. You just got to take a soft approach, maybe behind the scenes, tidy up the details you need to tidy up, and then, you can approach this person again or the situation again and say that, hey, we're ready now to move forward. I'm with you now. And sorry for any problems I may have caused. All right. Yikes. Everybody's got a little bit of problems this week, but in different ways. Well, Earth signs, I bet you want to run out of the room right now. You just say, hey, I don't know if I want to hear this. And I can't say I blame you. Wow, let's just hope nothing's rocking your world this week. No avalanches. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, this reading is for you. All right. And Earth signs, your focus for the week ahead. Okay, well, these have been topsy-turvy times. And so you're this is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is upright. You're kind of looking at some of those losses you may have been incurring, Investments have been going down a little. I'm well aware of that myself. There may have been some missed opportunities. There may be some things that you now regret, some actions that you took or didn't take that, have caused these losses. And so, you're dwelling on them. But remember, it's not a total lost cause here. You do have something in reserve. There are those cups there in reserve. So let's see how best you can prepare for this focus. Exactly. Here we go. We got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is upright. And the best thing you can do is do some strategic planning for the future now. With whatever you have left, decide what you're going to do with it. Where are you going to go from here with your money? Where are you going to go from here if maybe some job opportunities did not pan out for you? Or if you're a student and you didn't get accepted at the school of your choice? What's next for you? You definitely have options, so why not do some planning on where to take those options from here? So what about people this week? Well, we do have a repeat card here, but not for this particular position. It's the Ace of Wands reversed again. People this week are really not going to get things started and moving for you. I feel like, if you want to get the ball rolling on something new, you're going to have to take charge and you're going to have to take the lead because they're slow. They maybe just aren't buying in yet, and maybe you're just going to have to get the ball rolling and just show them that this can work. But they're not willing to buy in yet, I guess. And ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you? We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is reversed. So, as you're making these plans in the week ahead, I guess I would suggest is you're really going to have to be careful about the type of decisions you are making and where you want to go in the future, because people are not buying in. Don't make a rash, hasty decision that you will regret later, Maybe this Ace of Swords and this Ace of Wands here being reversed is a signal to me that you should maybe hit the brakes this week and not do a lot of major moves. Let's take a look at this again. Because right now there's a lot of, disenchantment, pessimism. We can feel it in the markets. We can feel it in the world around us right now. You are looking yourself for signs at some losses you may have incurred. And but you maybe are not paying attention to the fact of what you have remaining and that you could take off with that and run with it if you so chose. And if you did some forward strategic thinking about it, and planned ahead, it might serve you well. But keep in mind that this week, there's not a lot of help from others or support from others. I don't know if you can look and call upon them to either bail you out, provide you with resources, or support you, brainstorm, or anything for you. It's like you would have to do this on your own. And ultimately, this is a pretty shaky week. And so, you may have some really, really important decisions to make. And if you make them too hastily, if you make them by week's end, I just have this feeling it could fail on you. It could backfire on you. So maybe it's time to just take a few step backs, take a breather, and just kind of, go with the flow this week and be conservative. That's the word I was looking for, conservative. Well, I have to say, this is kind of coming out the way I expected. Things are a little bit topsy-turvy right now, and it might be for a while. We just don't know how long things are going to be like this. So talk to your financial advisors. Talk to people, you need to make sure, your livelihood, so your support and your investments are safe and secure. And just hang in there. Sometimes we just have to hang tough during times like this. We'll see what next week brings. Hey, but you know what? It's time to get our minds on some of our programming, our other programming for you. I want to thank everybody who participated in some of our Super Tarot Love Month activities. Now that the month is coming to an end, we had a great time. We really did, and we hope you enjoyed it too. But don't worry, there will be more things coming in the months ahead, guaranteed. But as usual, we have Mr. O's Goth Tarot every Wednesday morning at the time he will post.
8 o'clock.
Or he will say 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. Take a look at the shadow side of life. And don't forget his emotional exchanges Fridays at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to get the skivvy on the emotional side of life, the skinny. And finally, don't worry, be happy at our happy hour show every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In these trying times, take a moment to realize, there's always something good happening in life as well, and happy hour will let you know what that is. So, and join us for our live streams twice weekly, Sundays and Thursdays. We'll do extended readings for you there. And whatever else we come up with. Take care, everybody. Hang in there through this difficult week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.